Ever since the introduction of Football World Cup, Brazil national football team that used to represent football magic, skill, flair, dancing and smiles, the nation have the most World Cup holder of 5. Brazil was the pinnacle of what football nation is. Coincidentally, the players embody all these traits wore the number 10 jersey: Pelé, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Kaká. However, after lifting the 2002 World Cup, Brazil had undergone more than 2 decades failing to win the title again. And during these 2 decades, one major statement was in discussion. Bona Jonita was dead due to the fact Brazil playstyle that used to fill with eye-catching flamboyant creative spark no longer exists, was replaced by more defensive, systematic and rigid at times. Fortunately, their number 10, Neymar Jr. considered the last person embracing the Bona Jonita, and he did not disappoint, carrying hard for Brazil national team in multiple big tournaments. And yet, given the recent multiple injuries and form playing heading into 2026 World Cup, with more than likely Brazil was going to US without their captain. It sounds crazy, but this video will discuss what Neymar have done for Brazil team and can they survive without him. In case you didn't know, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. If you in any shape or form stumbled to this channel and somehow some way like this kind of content, to please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. Breaking out from Brazil Santos club in 2011, Neymar Jr. gradually became from an exciting rising star footballer and then went to Barcelona, up his overall game and show his capability making decisive performance in big games. Example, his signature, the comeback game against PSG. And from that point, Neymar became the face of Brazil for more than a decade. In the yellow and green jersey, he carried the attack, created chance, even scored crucial goals when needed the most. And during his peak, he was Brazil's main playmaker, main goal threat, possibly main star, and because of this, most of Brazil's tactics went through Neymar. Resulted Neymar Jr. hold the most assists and goals record in Brazil national team, as Neymar was an absolute threat in the opponent's side. And his incredible dribbling and wicked goal scoring ability have him act as a gravity, absorb the opponent's defender attention. From there, Neymar was also selfless enough to provide key pass to his teammate. And despite Neymar's individual brilliance and seems managed to reach a level many doubted the third man behind Messi Ronaldo, especially in 2017-18 first season with PSG, where see him had the best season, having scored 28 goals and 70 assists in just 30 appearances, and many can call him the best player in the world until his foot injury happened. In spite of that, Neymar bear one of the biggest criticism from football fans. Under leadership, Brazil had not won a World Cup with him. Furthermore, recent times, many pundits also questioned his ability as a footballer, given Neymar had a God-given ability but was not able to fulfill them at the top, doubted, uncrowded king by many medias. Whereby I raise a difficult question: do Brazil rely on Neymar too much? Well, the short answer to me is yes. During Neymar's prime years with Brazil, they faced easily the most talent-wise a thin era, especially on the attacking side. And during the 2014 World Cup, the attack was solely placed on Neymar to create due to the fact other than Neymar, Joe, Hawk and Fred were serviceable talents but not on world-class level. This made Neymar a sole target for the opponent to put into the tactics, hence he faced the most tackle received, foul created, and also a meme was formed with Neymar rolling after the tackles. And Robinson on injury, pun intended, Neymar suffered fractured vertebrae against Colombia, having out of the World Cup, while Brazil still qualified to semi-final. They lost to a brutal 7-1 to Germany. That loss started the day Joda Bonita died. Next World Cup, 2018, Brazil had a slightly better talent pool, joined by Firmino, Jesus and Coutinho, but this time they faced a goal generation Belgium, eventually lost out on the quarterfinals. And next on World Cup 2022, probably Brazil's best chance to win it all, given they have the most balanced squad in years, with Vini Jr., Rafinha, Richarlison to support Neymar. So it certainly did not disappoint. Brazil easily edged through the group stage, but now without scare, as Neymar suffered an ankle injury against Serbia, making him miss the next 2 games. When he returned, he helped Brazil obtain a 4-1 victory against South Korea, where Neymar gave a goal and an assist. And in the quarterfinal, Brazil faced a hard-fought match against Croatia, where both sides trying to best to edge the opponent. And deep into the extra time, who but none other than Neymar, after making multiple ball passes, rounded Lekakovic and shot high into the net. That goal should have gave Neymar his redemption and a hero moment. However, a defensive lapses that cost Brazil their lead, as Bruno Pekovic equalized for Croatia 3 minutes from the end, and Brazil then lost in the penalty against Croatia. Little do we know, this is probably the last time we see Neymar Jr. in the Brazil jersey. Looking back to Neymar Jr. with Brazil, we can conclude his luck was not with him most of the time. In 2014 was the thinnest talent pool he encountered. In 2018, he faced some of the nation's golden generation. 2022 was down due to the team lapse in concentration. And besides, he could not argue his performance, as Neymar in this World Cup certainly delivered in many ways, score important goals, even be the most targeted player on the pitch defenders. Resulted, while Neymar contained some of the most desired talent, he had become a very injury-prone, suffered different stages of injuries from minor to the major one. Like I mentioned, a back injury and a recent ACL plus meniscus injury. Although he was named in the 29-man in the Premier League squad for the national team, recent report, current Brazil coach Carlo Ancelotti did not include Neymar in the latest name list. This created a question, why the Brazil pride footballer carried the nation for so long is not in the list anymore. Biggest differences now is this. One of the narrative for Brazil was that they are going into a direction where no longer dependent on one player. Instead, in a very fortunate circumstance, Brazil has seen a new generation of attacking talent. Vinicius Jr., an explosive left winger whom inherit Neymar's tricky dribbling and fun-loving nature, Rodrigo, a drag and all-trade attacker with the ability to perform under massive pressure, Rafinha, a versatile attacking threat. All these three players share a common trait that required to thrive in today's game. They are physically much quicker, far more dynamic and capable to perform top-level European football. This makes Brazil no longer need to rely on Neymar but have multiple match winners. Due to the fact during Neymar's lead time, Brazil lives and dies on his performance. If Neymar is on peak performance, Brazil cruise through their opponent easily. And if opponent focus on stopping him or he was in a poor form, the whole Brazil team struggle. And with current direction, means responsible share among the players, thus harder to predict, plus more tactical flexibility. In the modern football, it's less about individual brilliance and more about system teamwork. This movement deeply set Brazil back in many areas, has also forced Brazil slowly adapting. Instead of building everything around one star, they can press as a unit, make counter-attack with speed while also rotate position, basically priority team over individual brilliance. But let's be honest, losing or not taking Neymar is still a huge loss. Because in tight matches, you need veteran with experience, creative under pressure, that's someone that can change a game in an instant. While mentioned Brazilian attackers Vini Jr., Rafinha or even João Pedro contain level game changer, but they were not on Neymar's level. With Vini Jr. have an explosive style of play, but solely on a left wing not versatile enough. Rafinha a versatile forward, yes his influence can be hit or miss. João Pedro also a versatile forward with false nine ability, but his chance creation was not impactful as Neymar. And without him, Brazil may lack a true game changer in crucial moments. Winning World Cup is not just about your team, but also your rivals. Brazil will face strong title favourites competition from teams like Argentina, England, and the current #1 title contender of France. This team contains deep squad depth, winning mentality, and great system behind. To win the title, Brazil have to be perfect on each step. So, can Brazil win without Neymar? Yes, but very dependable. Brazil can win if their young stars step up, play collectively, and defense remains solid the whole tournament. But they still may struggle if they lack leadership in big moments. Also, no player replace Neymar's creative. While Neymar defined an era for Brazilian football, but the future may look different, less about one superstar, more about a complete team, and that might exactly what Brazil needs to win the 2026 World Cup, which means no more last dance for the prince who never reached his crown. That's the end of the video. What do you guys think? What's your take on Neymar overall? Is his ability and tenure with Brazil underwhelming or unlucky? And can Brazil win the World Cup without his presence? Comment down below so we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one.